Okay, this one is important. Let's understand SAMAEL, which is Satan, and his control over your sexual energy, which manifests like all like addictions and like fucked up shit we see in this world, right? And this is what keeps people trapped. So this has to do with sexual energy, the blood, SAMAEL, the fifth Sephiroth over here on Tree of Life, right? And how this all kind of works together. Yeah.
But I'm gonna
Oh, this is Blackbeard. Blackbeard Mirage.
go through all that in a minute. So, like I said, Samael. Have you ever noticed that all the angels in the Hebrew mysticism have the suffix or the ending el, all right, and not lowercase el? We're talking about capital El. So capital El is coming from the Most High. Lowercase el usually is like a demiurge or one of the forces that the Most High has put into automatic action, so it can like create and do things on its own. All right. So a lot of times when we talk about the archons, we talk about basically forces that operate on their own without the Most High having to like watch over them. And that's why they're known as the rulers over the physical realm. Okay. And Samael, he comes from the sphere or the dimension of Bria, I want to say. Okay, the world of Bria in the Tree of Life. All right. So like I said, El. Okay, so even though Saturn or Satan, this same angel is Satan, so Samael is Satan now. And I want you to think about in the story of Job, when Job was attacked by Satan, first Satan asked permission from the Most High. Because in the beginning, it says that all the angels came, to the seat of the Most High, and Satan came with them. And he asked Satan, where have you come from? And he said, to and fro through the earth. Now, like I just said, Satan or Samael represents the blood and the life force, okay? And the earth is your physical body. Job is actually the archetype or the physical person that's being attacked here, okay? And what happened was that Samael and God agreed to basically attack Job to ascend or descend Job. So like I said, Samael is the messenger or the power of God, the life force, okay? The blood, basically, all right? And it's the life force or the Yod and the Hava Elohim, or Jehovah Elohim, or Adam and Eve Elohim, all right? So that is who Geburah is, all right? The fifth sphere, or the fifth Sephiroth, Geburah. Samael also rules over Mars and the sun, because the sun is the sixth sphere. So this is why Samael was dealing with Moses in this situation, because Moses represents the sixth sphere. And Samael is over justice, law, and punishment from God, okay? Because he's a Saturnian archetype. So Samael wages war on behalf of God.
Mars is lesser Saturn, according to Darkbeard. Which kind of makes sense.
Because he's the hitman. And he is the chastiser. He brings torment. And
actually, it really makes sense, because Mars is right below Saturn on the pillar of severity.
Torture with the permission of God, because the Most High is the cause of all causes. So that means that when Samael is sitting on you, it means that he was like, sent from God. So that means he can't really come on his own. He don't have that kind of authority, all right? So let's go into the archetype of Samael. So in the Garden of Eden, when Eve was approached, there was a serpent, but there was an angel on top of that serpent, okay? So let's look into the identity of the serpent and the angel. The angel, of course, was Samael, the angel of death and temptation. And the serpent was the divine mother, Kundalini creative life force, plus the blood, okay? So when we talk about it...
Damn. So we got the devil of temptation and Kundalini together. And isn't that the truth? The serpent, the dual symbol. It bites you and then heals you. Kundalini and raising Kundalini is the most insane, death-defying process in every way. And it pushes you to the absolute limits. And many people who attempt to raise Kundalini or do it or begin to by accident go mad because they can't handle that duality almost, and very real, played out very real. But
is the serpent in SAMAEL basically is the fully illuminated Kundalini force with the chakras opened, and it is also the blood pumping all at one time. Now, the reason all this is important because SAMAEL shows up for temptation, and the temptation of biting the fruit actually is the orgasm and the sexual act and the letting go of the life force. So you need to remember now, your sperm, if you are a male, or your ejaculate, if you're a female, that is actually a form of blood, believe it or not. You got to remember now, it's still coming from inside of your body. So just like you have blood in your body, you have all these different alchemical components and elements, and either your semen or your sperm or your life force is another variation of the same blood. So that means that
I would say your semen is probably like 100 times more potent than your blood even. My friends, basically, based off what he's saying and just what I know, charging up your blood is where your power lies, right? Your health, your immunity, your vitality all lies in the level of purity and electric charge carried in your blood. So when you don't discharge, when you don't just like let your energy out of you, you start charging up. Yeah.
Also is the angel, or the one that is controlling and responsible for the usage of the sperm and the sexual organs and the sexual fluids. So SAMAEL will be the one policing, or he's like a probation officer or a policeman to see how you use your life force. And if you're not using it right, then you are going to be killed by SAMAEL. But if you use it the correct way, then you ascend up, basically. So this is the angel that's on top of the serpent, or this is the consciousness on top of the serpent. So your energy or your Kundalini, when you are in the sexual act, you are waking up SAMAEL, believe it or not. You are knocking on the door of SAMAEL. You are, touching the sleeping dragon. Because the sleeping dragon is the Kundalini and SAMAEL is that angel. So that means anytime you having sex, you actually are calling up SAMAEL. And you either are going to ascend or you're going to descend based on what you do with the life force that you have just created.
This is such an important idea. In fact, it is perhaps the most essential idea throughout mystery teachings. Yet the amount of dogma, misunderstanding is so hard to push through. It's so difficult. And this guy, and reading some Kabbalistic texts, has finally unveiled the idea, the sexual energy and its importance, and its absolute essential importance in waking up your divinity. Because essentially your ability to create, you can either use that externally or internally. You can use your ability to create or self-generate yourself. Furthermore, we're in a Kali Yuga. Kali is the Hindu demon of sex, of wrong sex. And you just think about all the porn shit out here, right? We've all been there too. And having those fantasies, those sexual fantasies in your mind and stuff, and then enslaving your astral body and your consciousness to a fleshly release, or a fleshly sensation. This is what binds you to the flesh and sinks you deeper into density. I bet he's going to dive into it, but it's really important. Hopefully I can illuminate further on this in future videos on Qabalah.
Male also is the one that brings the beverages of the Divine Mother, or the Most High, okay? Now, what are you saying about the beverages? Because sometimes Jesus is also known for turning water into wine, and him giving the water and the beverages or this wine to all the different people. The wine is representative of the gnosis or the wisdom, okay? Now, SAMAEL has two polarities, or Satan has two polarities, two type of fluids he could bring you. He could bring you the waters of life and the water of God, or he could bring you the poison. And both of these are good and beneficial for you, but this is how it works. The poison of God is the vitriolic acid or the venom juice of God, or basically the gnosis or the knowledge or the truth of God. This is why sometimes when you hear information, it don't sound right. For instance, when people hear Jesus isn't real, and they've been going with that their whole life, and they start dealing with that cognitive dissonance of, I don't want to necessarily really believe that. I've been going with it my whole life, and I kind of want to stick with it. But some of your subconscious is still tugging at you because you're having a conflict of these thoughts that's in your mind. That's known as the poison of God and the vitriolic acid that SAMAEL pours.
Cognitive dissonance. The lie you tell yourself and believe in is what ultimately kills you, or the lack thereof saves you. My friends, your lack of prejudice and ever willingness to further understand and know thyself is what saves you, truly. And don't be caught in some kind of new age spiritual bullshit where they make it sound like we're just here for infinite eternity of reincarnations and we're all immortals. No. You have to gain. You have to earn your immortality. Hermes said it. The Gnostics said it. The Cobran Bible. In fact, all the ancient mystery teachings taught us something kind of dark going on. What I am saying is there's two ways to go, my friends. Deeper into density or up to the realm of God's brother. You choose.
Onto your lesser ego. So SAMAEL actually wages war against the ego. He's the god of war. SAMAEL also is Heru, okay? So in the Egyptian pantheon or in the Egyptian wisdom system, he is Heru. In the Vedic system, he would also be an archetype of Kalki, okay? So the Christ is...
I'm Demetrius Heru. Good to see you guys again.
is SAMAEL. The ride on the white horse in Revelation is SAMAEL. That's why he has all the blood on his robe. When you read the Revelation, it says that there was an angel that came, his eyes was of fire, and he had blood all over his robe. I need to pause this real quick. Hold on. I apologize about that. But that's who SAMAEL is. He's responsible for that. All right. So Heru and SAMAEL is the same one. So if you still dealing with the Egyptian thing, it's Heru. Okay. So Heru and SAMAEL is the Grim Reaper. So that's Saturn, SAMAEL, Heru right here in front of you, the Grim Reaper. Anytime you see the skull or Scorpio, that is a glyph of SAMAEL. Okay. Because SAMAEL is under Mars. All right. And Scorpio also deals with the waters of life. Okay. Because I want to say Scorpio is a water sign, all right? And SAMAEL rules over the water, so this is why he's responsible over Scorpio, okay? The Grim Reaper or the Angel of Death. SAMAEL also is known for having the Akashic waters of nourishment or enlightenment. So when you are enlightened, you are also enlightened by SAMAEL, okay? Which is also the ambrosia or the drink of the gods, also known as the wine of Dionysus and the wine of Jesus and Mary, okay? So that's SAMAEL. In the Zohar, it states, and there is no Elohim with me, SAMAEL and the serpent. And I make alive, I kill with my Shekinah whoever is guilty, and I make alive with her whoever is innocent. So let me read one more time what SAMAEL says in the Zohar. And there is no Elohim with me. It is SAMAEL and the serpent. I kill and I make alive. I kill with my Shekinah whoever is guilty, and I make alive with her whoever is innocent. So that's why I said that Saturn SAMAEL either will make you ascend or descend. Now his Shekinah that he's talking about is that serpent in the garden. That is the female feminine Shakti power. And that is actually what will kill you. So when you see people physically die on earth, what happens is the Grim Reaper has taken the life force away. Either they have went to the next realm or whatever it is with their soul's journey. That's what's going down. But the Grim Reaper is the one who is sent after you for that. Okay, SAMAEL. So your life force, actually God controls your life force. You don't even control it, believe it or not. And God can actually, make you clock out of here whenever he wants to, basically, because he controls that. It's also the same thing like in the Greek mythology with those three witches and how they had the power to cut the string. And when they cut the string, basically your life is over. That is another archetype of SAMAEL, basically.